top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers, break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah, now let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Let's go. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me something new. Time to break it loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
Welcome to Championship Night tonight here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina virtually. Maybe one day after a 25-plus year absence, this track might roar back to life. It sounds like from news and information and meetings that could possibly be a reality in Wilkes County, North Carolina. But for iRacing, this is their home since almost June of 2020. And tonight, it is the championship finale for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series, simply known as the championship race. We welcome you to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside is Nolan Rimple. Nolan, good to have you filling in for Greg Rentz. Championship night, North Wilkesboro Speedway, and mathematically, 4 drivers have a chance to battle for the championship at the end of 150 laps. Welcome aboard, my friend.
4 drivers might very well be within title contention, but I would still say it's realistically going to be down between Kenneth Garber and Dylan Huffins. Those 2 drivers, Wesley, only 10, make that 9 points separating the 2. It is going to be a heads-up grudge match between the 2 of those coming on down to this beautiful little facility here in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And personally, I am getting hyped up for every last heat race, along with the 150-lap feature coming on up for us in just a few minutes.
Ready to rock and roll, and of course, Nolan just set the stage. Let's take a look at the race information calendar. Race information presented by LSRTV. Practice ongoing. 2-lap long qualifying session, 3 laps to lock yourself in. There will be heat races tonight. Heat races will then have a top 12 invert, and then we go 150 laps. Now, there are stipulations into tonight's 150-lap race, and of course, we'll indulge on that in full length when we get to that moment. But I will tell you, 1 fast repair is given, 1 extra set of tires besides the 4 that they take the green flag on tonight. There is an opportunity for 43 cars to take the green. Obviously, every car from the heat race is transferred to the main. Green-white checker attempts if necessary, and overdrive is 2. Top 4 in qualifying will advance to the main automatically. And again, there is a competition caution on lap 75 for a tire change. Nolan, this is very important. You can change your tires before caution flag at lap 75, but you can't do it after. If you do it after, you are penalized.
And that is going to mean that strategy, particularly in the first half of the feature, could prove to be a very, very important asset for a lot of those drivers out there in this field. So we'll have to see how a lot of these guys are going to be negotiating that, around that, or if they're going to be coming in right at halfway. I mean, personally, if I were them, I would try to come in at the halfway point, right? I mean, when you're at a track that's this short, you're running the risk of going 1, maybe even 2 laps down with how long it can take to change the tires on these Chevrolet Monte Carlo late models. That being said, if you're doing it under caution, you get yourself a free pit stop in there, you don't have to risk going laps down to the point where you might not be able to get back out onto the lead lap by the end of that competition caution.
So you and I were talking, you're thinking maybe 4 drivers have a shot at the championship. If you think of Andrew Lemke, obviously, let's give you the point standings as Kenneth Garber is currently the man leading the way. He's got 3 wins on the year, average start of 13th, an average finish of 5. He has 477 total points. Back by less than 9 is Dylan Huffines. Can Dilly, with only 1 win this season, come in here, pull an upset, average start of 10th, average finish is 3rd, better than the leader of Garber, and he's only 9 points back at 468. 394 back, possibly going to have to come out of a big hole, though, as a man that's got 3 wins this year, Brock Denny, 3 wins, 4 average on the finish, top 10 in an average start. And right now, again, as we counted, Andrew Lemke, I feel mathematically not eligible, but if you count those 20 points behind, he might have a shot. And then you've got guys like Dan Lowther, Ryan Bloom, the 2021 ARCA Northwest champion, Chris Kamari, Colton Garber, Tyler Kim, and Troy Daggett. Those drivers are there battling. And we've just been informed, hey, listen to this, Nolan. Brock Denny is not present, so this might open the door between Garber, Huffines, and maybe, just maybe, number 4 seed Andrew Lemke could pull in the rabbit out of a hat and cause an upset.
Personally, I think it'd be a bit of a long shot for Lemke. He is 103 points back from Kenneth Garber, so he would need the mother of all miracles if he wanted to make something happen for himself here tonight. There are only 23 drivers that we are expecting to take to the track for the heat races coming on up here in just a little while. So I think for Lemke, it is going to be a very much out of the question when you take all of that into consideration, meaning this could very well be a 2-horse race between Garber and Huffines. Now, you mentioned that, of course, Huffines has a better average finish of 3rd as opposed to that of Kenneth Garber. What that tells me, though, is that Garber happens to be a little bit more of the consistent drivers. You get some of those guys that go out on the track and they have 2 types of results. They either finish up in the podium, where they're going to find themselves finishing well down the order because they have wrecked out. It is worth noting that, of course, Kenneth Garber currently on the pole position, so that will make it a little bit easier for him, at least for that first heat race. But I do believe, if I'm wrong, if he wins his heat race, that means he starts 12th in the feature.
And remember, top 4 from qualifying will advance in. We're awaiting that. Hey, real quickly, let's take a look at your weather conditions on the bottom right of the monitor real quickly as we'll get ready to go to break. Air temp at 82. Wind speed at 12 miles an hour virtually. Track temp is 93. Oh, yeah, almost close to 100 degrees on the track temp. Maybe about 12 degrees, 10 degrees, 11 degrees, a little bit more warmer than the air temp. And it is mostly cloudy, but right now you can see abundant sunshine over North Wilkesboro. Championship race, Northwest Pro Late Model Series. We'll take a break so you can see more of the racing action. This is iRacing on LSRTV. Back with more in a moment.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSR TV. Of course, remember, you can watch it and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network, at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
We're back here. You're looking at the aerial view of the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Yes, the finale was supposed to be but my goodness, Nolan, what a better place to decide the championship than here tonight at North Wilkesboro. You said it yourself. I said it. You got about a 5/8 mile racetrack or 7/8 of a mile. This is going to be a fun race here tonight.
Bound to be a very exciting run for 150 laps, but before we get set for those 150 laps in the feature event, you, of course, still have your heat races, 8 laps apiece, and that is after we get the top 4 into the feature from qualifying. And we mentioned just before we went to break there, Wesley, that Kenneth Garber was up on pole position. No longer the case, as Huffines has unseated your points leader from the pole position by just 2/100ths of a second. So it is looking like it'll be a tight battle between the two of them, coming on right down potentially to the checker flag.
Down to the wire. You're exactly right, buddy, for the Cup, and it's going to be a fun time. We're less than 90 seconds to go. Of course, we have talked about the battles for the championship. We've talked about Brock Denny not here. That's going to hurt him. Obviously, we're looking to see right now close to 22, 23 drivers to go at it in qualifying. Qualifying is deciding what the lineup will be. Top 4 advance into the feature. Top 12 is on a redraw. So that means the invert. If you're on the pole automatically, believe it or not, you're going to be starting 12th. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you're on the pole car, obviously you want to put a lap down, set fast time. But honestly, you set yourself back mid-pack already there, Nolan.
They most certainly do, and that is going to be a little bit difficult for some of these drivers to have to negotiate when you get around to the feature race. It's one of those things where you have to constantly be kind of thinking bigger picture with these races, right? Where do you want to end up finishing earlier on to make sure that you can find yourself a little bit further up the grid potentially when it comes to the feature race? And that top 12 invert could have a big say in how this championship plays out.
Going to have a big say as well as, again, these drivers going through the final preparations, the final conversations of getting them on the racetrack and ready to go. This is championship night for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Greg Rance has been here for a couple of times. Samuel Dyer has been here. Kevin England was here last week at Iowa. And, of course, if you remember, we were just at around after halfway on a restart, and we had a massive network failure. Well, the powers that be at the Rocket Studio Live Sim Racing Productions have fixed that problem, and we are ready to go. The field is gridding. We're getting ready to go. Heat races here. Heat races. And, of course, it looks like quick time in qualifying. So we will now see how they go here for heat race number 1 of 3 heat races. And, of course, they'll then go at it for 150 laps. Let's give you your starting lineup here at North Wilkesboro in heat race number 1. Fast qualifier, Dan Lowther. He's on the pole in the 63 to the outside. Andrew Lemke. Remember what we talked about, points and chances for championship. He's in the number 4 seed. Brock Denny isn't there. He'll start second. Scott Erie alongside with Brad Carpenter. Row number 3, we'll find Alex Duda and Kyle Matthews, Nolan, the first half of the field.
Of course, Jeff Holden would have been row number 7 as the only driver that would have been in the 7th position on row number 4, excuse me. Pace cars down in the end, though. We're getting set to go. Green flag racing from North Wilkesboro.
Ready to go here in heat race number 1. Not many cars in this battle. 6, maybe 1 car absent. Lemke up on the outside lane. Lowther jumps up to the early lead. He'll hug the inside of the racetrack. Catfish in on the bottom will be Lemke. Carpenter will follow. So will Matthews. They'll come to the line on lap number 1.
A very good launch then so far from all the drivers in this field, getting themselves single filed out early. At the moment, the tightest two on the race course are those top two between Andrew Lemke and Dan Lowther. Looking to do battle with one another, the 63 versus the 5. Down the front straightaway, down the hill, into turn 1 for the third time already. Just in behind. Look out for Kyle Matthew trying to make a run around Brad Carpenter through 1 and 2.
Trying to settle in for that corner up on the outside. Here comes Carpenter, that green 31 machine. He's got Matthews nestled behind him. Still a little ink and blink and nod on Lowther, the car up in front. Lemke trying to close in on him. They come to the 5 to go this time by. Battle for the lead as they work to the back straightaway.
How long will it be before somebody elects to use the ever-famed chrome horn at a race like this? I would expect that not to be happening in these heat races. This is typically where everything is still nice and sorted. We enter the second half of heat race number 1 of 3. Still, Dan Lowther leads the way.
Yes, sir, Nolan. 4 laps in and 4 laps to go. Lowther out in front. There is the C-Raps entry Chevrolet. The battle cam. You're on board with Lemke trying to reel in on the bait on a poach popper fishing hook. Lowther in the green 63. Time running out. They come to the front straightaway this time by. Down the back stretch to 3 and 2 to go.
Riding on board with Andrew Lemke right tucked in behind the number 63 down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go from North Wilkesboro in the opening heat race of the night. And so far, it's looking like Dan Lowther clear by 2 car lengths. Will have an easy time picking up a heat race win to kick off the night.
Final time around off turn number 4 to the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Dan Lowther. He's out in front by half a car length. Lemke right there, number 4 in the points. Denny not present, needing all he can to have a good spot, to have a decent finish. He'll settle for second. Carpenter, as they exit off turn 4, Dan Lowther comes to the line. He'll win heat 1 here in Wilkesboro. Lemke second, Carpenter third, Matthews, and again, they'll all transfer to the 150-lap feature here, Nolan.
A pretty steady heat race then to kick things off. And, well, with that, we're going to move straight on over into heat number 2, where it is Austin Ackerman to kick things off on the pole with Ryan McLeod beside him on that front row. And tell you what, another 6-car heat race for another 8 laps. First one was entertaining. We're expecting no different from the second one.
No doubt about it, my friend. Let's give you the starting lineup. Matter of fact, I will let you, Nolan, give the lineup for heat race number 2. It's presented by Team 126 Racing.
It's Austin Ackerman on pole position. Ryan McLeod beside him on the front row. From there, you've got the likes of David Cannon and Zach Roosh beside him in 3rd and 4th. 5th and 6th rounded off by Terry Ackerman and Ron Hunter.
So there is your lineup. By the way, Sammy Smith picking up the win for the ARCA East event. Just a few moments ago at New Smyrna Speedway at Speed Weeks and the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing in Florida. In Daytona, they were firing up in practice today, qualifying for the duels tomorrow. And the Sim 500 Series, you saw that logo? They're up on Monday for the duels. We'll have it for you. Oh, great things. We rip-roar into iRacing as well of 2022 coverage on your home for sim racing. Green flag, McLeod, Ackerman, Rush, lead them down into turn number 3. And look at this battle now, Nolan, heating up between Ackerman and Rush off turn 4 as sideways dirt track, and it was Rush. He'll save the car. He'll hold on to 3rd as they go to 1.
Oh, it's not done yet. He's going to lose the back end. Trips up the track in 1 and 2, but he manages to hold strong. He's going to be losing, though, on the 4th position, and that puts him down to 5th. The number 82 machine having a bit of a rough time getting things kicked on off. Still trying to keep control of that car out of turn 4.
Field works their way off of turn number 1 and 2. This time by down the back straightaway. It is McLeod still leading. Ackerman second. There you see the machine of Hunter. Rush falling all the way back down to 5th as Hunter gets around him. Cannon 3rd. The leaders come to the front straightaway. Lap 3 this time by. They're back to 1.
And so far, Ryan McLeod did a good job of maintaining that race lead. He took it away early, just completely pounced on Austin Ackerman down the front straightaway into turn number 1, took the outside line away. and they have since held the lead every single lap. So with 4 laps left to go, Austin Ackerman looking to try to power back in his 0.05 Monte Carlo to try to run down the number 88 right in front of him.
North Wilkesboro Speedway, the side of the championship. The battles continue on here as the field works their way back across the start-finish line. In halfway, 3 down, 5 down, 3 to go. Battle now heating up down the back straightaway. Coming to 2 to go. McLeod and Ackerman, best battle so far. He gives a shot down on the inside. Couldn't open the door. They'll come to the line. It's 2 to go. The battle for the lead to 1.
2 laps left to go. Ryan McLeod trying to keep Ackerman at bay, but Ackerman clicks the grass in 2, and that might be the nail in the coffin for him trying to go for a heat race win. 1 lap to go, this time by at the line.
Final time around, back straightaway as they work into turn number 1. Here comes McLeod. McLeod in the Kappa entry number 88, holding on to the top spot in that RMR Chevrolet. McLeod still out in front. Ackerman settles inside. 1 more shot. He can't get there. They'll work off turn number 4. It's going to be McLeod coming to the line, and he will, Ryan McLeod, win heat race number 2. Ackerman, Austin Ackerman will go second. Third spot's going to go to David Cannon. And there is the rest of the results of heat race number 2 as those drivers cross the line. Again, everybody is going into the feature race. So that's a good thing. Am I right there, Nolan? You ain't got to worry about a B-main, last chance qualifier. You know, everybody's going to the show. The question is, how are you going to do on the invert? Because the better you advance in your position, the better you will be. Heat 3, we're ready. Starting lineup here. We'll find Troy Allison of the 49. I think of the 6-pack Kenny Rogers throwback, a little bit of pavement for the 49. To the outside, Tyler Kim in the number 38. Row number 2 on the grid. We'll find Troy Daggett. Of course, the Benford Tools entry to the outside, Colton Garber, winner last week. In the Kenneth Garber won last week at Iowa. Chris Camary in the 15. Bobby Grady in the number 1. I want to say it's Grady or Grady. Probably Grady in the 1 card. It is Grady. Bobby Grady in the 1 card. So there's the lineup. And how about this, Nolan? Final preliminary heat race of the night. They've been clean. We're going to go 150 laps next at North Wilkesboro.
Coming around through 3 and 4 in the hands of Troy Allison as the pace car pulls down and in. Green flag gonna wave once again for the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Can Tyler Kim take the outside line away down to the turn number 1? He cannot, and the 49 car will clear for the race lead off of 2 down the back straightaway.
Allison a power to the lead as that light care machine goes to the inside in 3. Put him to P1. Allison up the hill. Here comes now Kim powering down to the inside. Throws the block on Allison. He will on the inside. 1 lap in. Allison, Kim, Daggett now reels them in as it's a 3-car battle for the lead off turn number 2.
A solid run so far. They're still duking it out just in behind with Kamir trying to keep the lights of Garber at bay. Here's the fight for the lead, and Olsen into the outside wall. There goes Tyler Kim to the inside, down to the turn number 1. The 38 slides out now, almost wipes out Olsen with him. But Tyler Troy Olsen holds strong out of 2 and up the hill, down the back stretch, and it's still a heads-up drag race through 3 and 4 to follow back down the hill.
Allison powers back on the outside now after being ran up the racetrack with now 5 laps to go. Allison stays to P1. Kim down to the inside. Daggett right there. Camary will follow. Top 4 have left the back car in the dust. Garber 6-7 seconds back. They're coming to halfway. This time by off turn number 4. The battle for the lead heats up as they're still side by side to 1.
This time by Allison just poked the nose ahead, but couldn't quite clear. Now they'll clear down the back straightaway. That is not going to stop Tyler Kim, though, from looking up the inside line, trying to get the run through 3 and 4. The 49 car has to hold tough from the top side. Tyler Kim is not going to let the 49 come back down low. Not if he has anything to say about it. What does Troy Daggett have to do to maybe get himself a heat win in this fight? He's got to be wondering. 2.5 laps left to go. That number 9 car isn't done fighting this one out for the lead just yet either.
Well, here they come off of turn number 4. Nolan to the line, still side by side. Look at that angle from the flag stand below, from the catch fence. 2 to go. Kim and Allison, they'll fight it out. Allison finally back on the outside. Kim to the inside. Here comes Daggett, ready to pounce like a coiled cobra if somebody slips. Allison up high off turn 4. Kim to the bottom. Here they come to the line. White flag in the air. 1 to go in heat number 3.
White flag, it's not over yet. Look at Tyler Kim sliding the back, and out he clips the grass. And that will be it for the number 38 car. Troy Allison clear by 3 car lengths down to the 3 and 4. Nobody that he's got to have to worry about. And it will be Troy Allison to win the final heat race of the night.
Allison will come to the line. He will win heat race number 3 when it's all said and done. Second spot going to Tyler Kim. Chris Kamari third. Troy Daggett in the top 5. Heat races are done. A quick warm-up session if you so choose. And when we come back, we're going 150 laps. You're watching coverage of the championship race from North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. This is iRacing on LSRTV.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outlet on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
This is the final shootout practice session before they go 150 laps. Welcome back to the championship race. There's the aerial view, your coverage of LSR TV. I'm Wesley Outland, Nolan Rimple alongside Charles Wooten, Jeff Stab now in the production chair and handling, of course, our broadcast coverage. Hey, want to send a shout out to George Rayner, a friend of mine just up the road in the Johnston County, Smithfield area. Met him a couple of years ago after announcing a race, and I got to hang out with him and his, I believe his mom at Popeye's Chicken one night. And he heard my voice standing at the if you call it drive-through there at the line getting our food. And Nolan, he called me out, and I met him and talked with him for about 20 minutes, and I just enjoy meeting real race fans. And we got a real race fan now in the virtual world. Welcome to iRacing, George Rayner.
I've had to be able to bring any of my real-world colleagues from the my real-world track over to the IRC world. Who knows? Maybe I should get them introduced to the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. I'm pretty sure they would all love to see some of the exciting racing that we've been having so far over the course of the night. I mean, it has just been a non-stop action so far, especially that last heat race, that fight for the win, just non-stop battling right to the end. And now you put 23 cars on the track as opposed to 6 or 7, and it's 150 laps instead of just, a measly little, what was it, about like 8 laps over those heat races. I think we're in for an even more entertaining race now for the remainder of this broadcast.
We saw some really good heat races. For the most part, very clean. No rough driving. Everybody holding their line, staying out of trouble, doing what they need to do to just honestly get as many spots as necessary probably with the exception of the Ollison running up the racetrack and bouncing off the wall and fighting and clawing to stay back out in front again to be the proverbial Heat 2 winner. It's being fairly clean. Now, the question is we're a minute to race time in the field gridding. Nolan, throw that all out the window now because these drivers are going to battle it out. You've got a championship on the line and so much more for 150 laps.
A championship on the line, and that means for particularly Kenneth Garber and Dylan Huffines, it is going to be a very fierce battle between the two of them, not just throughout what we got so far in the race today, but you have to remember that top 12 invert as well could play a little bit of havoc in how that championship fight plays out. There is still so much racing left to go before we end things off tonight, and we are looking to see just how aggressive these drivers are really going to be when it really gets down to the wire.
And remember that battle for the championship. Brock Denny not in attendance. So it's all going to come down to, of course, Dylan Huffines trying everything he can to run down the opportunity to catch Kenneth Garber. Kenneth Garber won at Iowa last week. Brock Denny not here. And mind you, in doing so, there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity for Andrew Lemke to possibly try and pull an upset. The championship race is here. It's go time at North Wilkesboro. Let's give you now, from the aerial view at North Wilkesboro, now your Team 126 Racing starting lineup as the field is gridding on the pole. David J. Cannon in the number 19 machine. 19 to the outside, Brad Carpenter in car 31. Row number 2 will find Tyler Kim in the number 38. To his outside, it will be Austin Ackerman in the number 05. Row 3 tonight will find Andrew Lemke. Keep an eye on him. Troy Ollison, one of the heat race winners in 49. Row number 4 on the grid is going to find Ryan McLeod in the 88 machine and Dan Lowther in car number 63. Ready to go. Heat 1 winner, fast qualifier. Row number 5, Bill Groves in the number 12. Briar Reynolds will make up row in the number 11. Row 10, the field is rolling. Behind the pack, midway, Kenneth Garber, the Man 4 championship. Dylan Huffines, only fitting Nolan Rimple. They're side by side halfway through in row 6.
And that will put, of course, drivers no longer in the championship battle, including Chris Kamiri and Kyle Matthews on row number 7. Row 8 holds Ron Hunter and Troy Daggett. Scott Airy and Zach Roosh make up row number 9. The top 20 rounded out by Colton Garber and Alex Duda. Of course, Terry Ackerman currently set in 21st place, and the last driver currently on the racetrack with Bobby Grady and Jeff Holden, 22nd and 23rd. Either of those drivers taking to the starting grid for tonight's race.
Remember, as we said, 150 laps. They are given another set of tires, an opportunity at 1 fast repair, 2 attempts at a green-white checker. Remember, you have to change those tires before or lap 75 of the competition yellow. If you do it after, you suffer a penalty. It all comes down to this. Kenneth Garber, Dylan Huffines, Ford Championship. The pace car is in. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come to the line. It's time for the LSR. Feel the roar. Championship 9 underway at North Wilkesboro. We're green off turn 1. Opening laps, 2 in. Everybody, for the most part, playing nice. This is a long event. And right now, Cannon leads the way, and I spoke too soon. Caution comes out as soon as we come to the end. It's Kyle Matthews, Nolan Rimple around in turn number 3.
And as you could predict, being in the midfield, it was not without help. Chris Kamir in the number 15 just set the 29 up into the outside wall in 1 and 2. We'll take a look now at your Pulse Poppers replay here down to the turn number 1 for the third time today. There's the hit for the 15, and that sends Matthews hard into the outside wall. And that could spell trouble for Matthews if he wanted to go in for a good result to end his season on a high.
Apologies, I believe I said trouble in 3. He actually lost it between turns number 1 and 2. Caution is out. Instant replays presented by Pulse, Poppers, Fish and Lures. Thanks it into them. And we're under yellow flag. Remember, caution laps do count in this race to help make the race go by. How about that? Quickly, Nolan Rimple. Cannon jumping out, making a statement. And he's one of those guys, and I don't know how much you've followed the Northwest Pro Late Model Series during the winter months, the last 11, 12 weeks or so since we've done this. He's one of those guys that he's had good times and then he's had bad times. And when he goes downhill, it goes downhill big. If he needs a good run tonight, something's just got to go his way. And what way to do and cap off the season if he could get a win in that Cannon iRacing number 19 Chevrolet.
The only Canadian driver in the field tonight, definitely the driver I'm going to be rooting for to take the victory by the end of tonight's race. Looking in on your championship 2 as we're 1 to green. They are still side by side on row number 6. Neither driver able to make up any spots in those opening 3 or so laps before caution number 1 flew from us here tonight. We made about 3 laps, so hopefully we can make it a little bit further as this field is stacked up, doubled up, ready to go. Back racing in North Carolina, and Cannon takes us back to green.
Field comes back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air on lap number 5 completed. Cannon, Carpenter up on the outside. Here comes now Ackerman to that 05 Burgundy machine. Red car, white number 5. Lemke third in the points now because Denny's not there. He was actually 4th in the title hunt. Working off turn 4. 2 by 2 by 2 like Noah leading the animals. Now trying to go 3 wide. Monkey in the middle, Ackerman. They split each other between Kim and Lemke off 2.
And all the while, well, they're still side by side through 3 and 4 for the race lead. Cannon still not even break clear, just there forces the issue. Carpenter trying to tuck in line just to avoid the likes of Austin Ackerman getting his nose into his 05 Supreme machine as well. And pulling from the outside is Andrew Lemke, who is now going to make it a 3-horse race for the race lead down to turn number 1. Look out for Don Lothar. Sliding it out, damn over the number 63 machine, getting all sorts of sideways through 3 and 4.
On board with Lemke's car, there's the man in 3rd. You're watching him now trying to get around Cannon, trying to nestle around Carpenter. He rides up the top shelf there as they work into the Angels Expressway. Now back to the inside out of 3. Up the racetrack goes Carpenter. Cannon will follow. Lowther starting to close in as well. The top 5 less than a second from one another as Cannon leads off 2, but Carpenter's coming to the back straightaway, 10 in and 3.
The top 2 starting to pull away just a little bit more, and now Kenneth Garber seems to be the first driver in the championship that's working his way up through the field. He is just tucked in behind this battle here between Brian Reynolds and Tyler Kim, down for 1 and 2. And Alton makes this is Dylan Huff. Oh, no, look out! The 49 sliding out on the back straightaway. No yellow flag, but Troy Ollison tumbles down the order side just at the tail end of the shot. No yellow, though. We're going to keep it green.
No caution for the Life Cares USO Chevrolet of Troy Ollison. But from the penthouse to the outhouse, one of the heat race winners falls all the way back to dead last in 21st. Meanwhile, Lowther, Ackerman for 4th. Going at it almost, Ackerman in the wall as they go to turn 1.
And now breaking clear is going to be the likes of Brad Carpenter with Andrew Lemke still trying to throw his hat to the ring. There's the 05 trying to pressure Dan Lothar just behind as well. And there's the fight for second as Cannon gets clear from Andrew Lemke, who clears with the second place. And you can see David Cannon trying to throw it on the inside to go for the second position. Not able to do so, though. They'll have to defend, though, against Dan Lothar down into turn number 3. David Cannon not safe by any stretch of the knees. Not with that 63 car breathing down his neck.
Field goes back off with Cannon leading the way. It's Carpenter now, battling on the inside. Pushes Cannon up out of the hill. He now goes to the outside lane. Excuse me, coming through. Lowther looking to get around Cannon. Next man to run down is going to be Carpenter and Lemke. They're going at it again as Ackerman and Cannon go at it now for 4th and 5th. There's contact. Cannon goes over the hill. He puts the car in the concrete on the passenger side. Takes a lick and keeps on ticking. Rolls on. Now on the binders is Gross to get by. Kim gets by safely. No caution, lap 16. But Cannon, you got to wonder, Nolan, how much damage toe-in could be on the right front of the 19? Still no caution here at North Wilkesboro.
No caution yet. The likes of Bill Gross going to get through on David Cannon with Troy Daggett just tucked in behind. And now you got Chris Kamir and Tyler Kim all trying to find his way through. And it looks like one driver took a brief stint down towards pit road, but back out on track now. And now you see the likes of Kamir looking for the inside now on Cannon, who is continuing to tumble down the order. At the moment, he is so much slower. One car slowing back straight away, Kyle Matthews, and the caution flag is out with Kyle Matthews now slow and stopped on the back straightaway. And this is a bit of a weird situation, I have to say.
Second caution flag of the race. Remember, the first caution came out for the 29 of Kyle Matthews. What is the dealio this time for Kyle Matthews? Nolan, it looks like he just stopped.
And it's not like
I can't really tell if he got hit.
Last thing is, he didn't get hit. He just stopped it on the racetrack. I can't see where the motor blew, and he certainly had the opportunity to come down in a pit road when it started to stop. This is about a lap before he starts to slow down. He's in a fight with the 30 and the 81. You can see just up the road. Now watch this. Right there. He loses power there out of 2. But then watch this. He coasts around through 3 and 4, and he is not. Oh, he tried to take up the 22. You just saw that there, right? He tried to dump the 22.
Tries to dump, it looks like, the 22 of Terry Ackerman, unless he drifted up and didn't mean to get into him. Speculation, yes or no, we don't know. But there you see where Kyle Matthews' car just limping down the racetrack. Now he's on the pit lane, still damaged. He has not took advantage of that fast repair yet. He's on the pit lane right now for about a minute. And the lights are still on the pace car. Under caution as Brad Carpenter are leading. Now we're about 21 laps in. Let's 20 incomplete. Let's give you your rundown. Brad Carpenter leads. Andrew Lemke is second. Dan Lowther third. Austin Ackerman fourth. Kenneth Garber, the points leader, is fifth. Briar Reynolds is sixth. Dylan Huffines seventh. Second for the championship. Bill Groves is third. Troy Daggett is ninth. And of course, Chris Kamari rounded out your top 10 here at North Wilkesboro. Holy cow, did you just see Lemke hit the wall?
Yeah, I was about to mention that. I wasn't sure if that was just me, if I was going crazy, or what the heck just happened there, but you're right. Andrew Lemke put it into the wall down the front straightaway. What is going on? I mean, so many weird moments, all right out of the gate, but we're doubled up and ready to go back racing in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Lights are off the pace car now. Coming back to the restart zone. 2 yellow flags, 22 completed now. Working lap 23 done, 24 on the board to be worked. Green flag back out, 1 1/4 remaining when they come back around. Carpenter pulling away. Lowther and Lemke battle for second. Garber, Ackerman for 4th and 5th. And they work to the line with Carpenter, green 31, leading them in his own world back to turn 1.
It is just going to be a battle for second place. Down the back straightaway with Kenneth Garber looking for the inside line as well as the championship. He's up to 3rd place now after starting well down the order all the while. Dan Lowther is just right up in front of him and no doubt ready to make the look on Brad Carpenter as well. It is all starting to come to a head, and we're not even 30 laps into this 150 lap race. You see Dan Lowther looking for the inside line on Brad Carpenter, but still not able to poke the nose over the race lead just yet.
Carpenter still the man out in front. There you see the man that's trying to win the championship. Caution. Oh, wow.
And it was
That's
Kim.
Yeah, it's Kim all up in smoke. And Ackerman, too. And also the 81 of Erie's on pit lane and smoking as well. A multi-car accident there. You saw it break loose, Nolan. Here's our Pulse Popper instant replay.
Just the 38 clipping the grass by himself. Overcorrects back up into the field. There's the hard hit for the 38 and the 81. And just as Kim came up the racetrack, he collected Ron Hunter, the number 30 car, and just sent the 30 into the outside wall. And it looks like just when everybody else managed to get away unscathed in this one. I do know that there was one driver, I believe it was Alex Duda, who had to take a wild duck down towards the grass in order to get around that one down the back straightaway. But already, we're getting set to see if we can't get this thing back underway. And there you see the look from Duda, who just barely got through that.
From another angle, watch this one more time. Erie in the 81 Chevrolet, along with Cam, Alex Duda. Lucky, if you can say the least. Watch this on the 24. You're on board with him now. This is now working 30 laps in of this race now under caution. Look at that. Wow. Holy cow. Oh, what a save. Maybe going off-road, maybe doing a little landscape, but you need to have some grass cut springs around the corner. He's your man. But what a save to keep it off the wall there by Duda in 24 there, Nolan.
And the best part about all of that is that means that Alex Duda doesn't actually really lose any positions for being collected in that incident like some of the other drivers might, like Ron Hunter, right? He was able to just breeze his way through and even pick up a couple of spots thanks to that.
Still under the yellow flag. The lights are on the pace car. 31 of 150. Carpenter and Lowther leading the way. Garber and Lemke, row 2. Ackerman, Huffines, Reynolds, Daggett, Gross, and Kamari, top 10. Now remember, Garber is the points leader. Second is Huffines. There is right now 2 spots separated between them. Remember, Nolan, cut the pressure with a knife for the championship. They were separated by only 9 points coming into the finale here tonight at North Wilkesboro. So it's all about track position. You got to finish one up on the other one. And right now, Garber could mathematically, if the race ended now, lock up the championship by being 2 or 3 spots ahead of Huffines. We're 1 to go. Green next time by.
Brad Carpenter and Dan Lowther once again looking to do battle for the race lead, but they've got points leader Kenneth Garber just in behind. And Garber, no doubt, wants to get to that race lead and quick because he has got Dylan Huffines just the 3 spots back that he's also got to worry about. Garza pace car pulls down. Who will break first? Brad Carpenter takes us back to green flag racing down the front straight. And he's already quit for the race lead down to the turn number 1.
33 on the board. 32 are completed of 150 and another caution. Yellow flag is out again just as fast as we got going. That is Alex Duda, the one that missed the wreck earlier. Now he's got a problem in 24. Maybe he might have flat spotted the tires when he ran through the grass, and he's causing now from it. Understanding somebody went slipping, so we'll have to see if somebody got into Duda here. Let's watch it. Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, the 82. Oh, no. That's Rush. And I'm understanding that a car went flipping. We're adjusting our... Whoa, number 12, airborne. That's the number 12 of Gross.
Holy cow, and that was a completely separate incident unrelated to this. This, again, stemmed from the restart. I believe it was with him and the number 15 that got into it. And from the looks of things, the 12 just ran the 15 up into the wall out of turn 2. We'll take a look at this one now.
Watch the 12. We're probably going to show you on board next. Watch this Kamari just hook the right rear, and then you see him get tagged. Oh, he just bounced off the concrete, and then he just goes up and over. On all fours. Remember, the fast repair is available. We're going on board with Bill Gross. From the back. Oh, I love this. From the back camera. You're going to see the shot in the rear, the putt in the pants, hitting the wall, blindsided by the light, and then the wall, and then flipping. Look at this. There's where Duda lost it. And then look at this. Watch this.
And it was 15 that actually ran into the wall by himself, and that is a wild ride for Bill Gross.
Yeah, Bill Gross. Kamari got into his left to the right rear. He got to the right rear, and then he backed off. And then, of course, again, Gross just hit the concrete. That's all she wrote. Can we take a break? Man, is this a wild one? 36 of 150. We'll step away real quickly. iRacing on LSRTV. Good and good for the championship race at North Wilkesboro.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
Lights out on the pace car, single file restart. We did not make it a full lap. Brad Carpenter will take us back to green flag racing from North Wilkesboro. Down into turn number 1 yet again. Dan Lothar trying to stick with them side by side. Just in behind for 4th and 5th. Van Lemke trying to keep Austin Ackerman at bay for the top 5 positions. Down into turn number 3, and so far, doing a good job for Andrew Lemke to fight off. Ackerman the outside line. Contact that was made between the drivers and then the wall. But Andrew Lemke still keeps it steady. Austin Ackerman gonna keep with it, and the caution flag flies again. And another problem for Alex Duda. I don't think Fate liked it too much when he escaped that first wreck, as they immediately started to say, well, you survived the first wreck, how about getting caught up in the next 2? We'll take a look at the Bolts Poppers replay here, coming around to 3 and 4. This was down the front straightaway, and this was going to be 3 wide, and it was the 22 in the middle, pushed up into Duda, and the 15 just gets cleaned out. There was nowhere for Kyle Matthews to go. Also involved was the likes of Bill Gross. Actually, I don't think Bill Gross got into that at all. Bill Gross, I take it back. You thought Alex Duda's record was impressive. Well, Bill Gross has got nothing. He's got nothing on what Bill Gross has just done, because good grief. You talk about getting through with the skin of your teeth. I thought Gross was involved up until that took place, and all the while Brad Carpenter still leads the way from Dan Lothar. So your field as it sits is Carpenter, Garber, Lemke, Ackerman, Puffines for the top 5. What an intense race we've had so far. And there you can see the number 81 car, Scott Airy, taking his lucky dog free pass, coming by around the outside line, just through your shots now. Once again, you are watching Championship Night here for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. 5 cautions on the day for 20 of 43 laps. Only 1 lead change so far on the night. And what a race it has been. A wild race at that. The heat races were so strong, but it's easy for the heat races to go caution free when you only got 6, 7 cars on the racetrack. It is very much a different story entirely when you get around to feature a race with 150 laps. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Northwest Pro Late Model Series Championship Night. My name is Nolan Remble. My colleague Wesley, I believe, has just returned, and we're under caution yet again, Wes, and I tell you what, it has been a wild one.
Yeah, I believe this is, what, the 5th caution of the race right now? I believe this is the 5th caution flag of the race so far. Has, again, over 44 laps being ran. 43, and I want to say probably half the distance of that, 24, 25 laps, have been hit under the caution. So cautions breed cautions, cautions breed cautions. We're seeing that again. But we're also seeing, Nolan, Brad Carpenter got a stranglehold on the field, and nobody's been able to run him down yet. That USA Bob's number 31 machine out in front. Lowther up on the outside. The restart's coming up. It'll be double file. And the lights are off on the pace car. We'll get ready to try this again. Still a long way to go. 115 laps to be exact, or actually 105 laps to go here tonight at North Wilkesboro Speedway as we get ready to go back to the restart zone. The pace car accelerates, getting ready to pick up speed. Carpenter, Lowther, row 1, followed by Garber, Lemke, row 2, Huffines and Daggett. Green flag back in the air, down the straightaway. Lowther tries to get a jump on Carpenter. Carpenter stays to the inside. He'll protect the bottom. The championship point leader is there for third. It's Kenneth Garber, winner last week at Iowa, 3 wins on the year, waiting patiently as Lowther goes to the outside, trying to get around Carpenter off 4.
And Garber just holding the bottom through turns 4, down the front straightaway now. Still has the inside on Lowther and trying to follow through 1 and 2. The 96 squeezing the 63 up towards the top shelf and not letting Dan Lowther turn in by any stretch of the means. And now that'll put Kenneth Garber now up into the second place. Watch the field thunder by down the front straightaway. Garber still holding the inside for second, but it is a good valiant effort from Lowther to hold that outside line and try to keep Garber honest on the inside.
That field rumbles back at speed, down off of turn number 4. Carpenter, look at this. Yes, I love it. Carpenter, Garber, Lowther now flip-flopping spots as you see the flyby at the start-finish line. Carpenter now still holding the field at bay for the lead, but Garber and Lowther, here comes the man running for a championship. Oh, and by the way, number 4 seed trying to one-up Brock Denny not being here, and he's trying to pull an upset for a championship run as Lemke's also right behind Garber as they work off turn number 2.
And that time by, finally Garber clears for second place down the front straightaway once again. That leaves Lemke in a fight with Huffine, who's still trying to make a run around the outside line through 1 and 2 before going back up the hill. And now looks like Andrew Lemke is finally forced to yield. Dylan Huffines is going to be able to have a solid run for himself in his number 7 machine, and down the front straightaway, not able to make a run on Dan Lowther, who is doing a good job on trying to cover off that inside line.
1925, fastest car on the racetrack. It's the man that's leading the opportunity for the championship of Kenneth Garber right now in P2. Reeling in Carpenter. Lowther now ready to pounce on Carpenter. Here he comes now. Garber up on the outside. Also waiting patiently as Huffines battle for 1 and 2 for the championship in positions 2 and 4 in turn 3.
Battles on for the lead. Trouble, look out! Look out for Dan Lowther! Slams the outside wall. Caution flies. Both champion contenders escape unscathed, but not Ron Hunter, who just pile drives Dan Lowther, still wrecking down to the turn 1.
Still wrecking into the wall, into the fence goes Matthews. 82 Rush also involved, and caution out. It all started when Dan Lowther hit the outside wall coming off of turn number 4, and then it escalated from the hard contact, nose first into the concrete. Then he's plowed hard by a couple of other cars. Wow.
Oh, and then I believe that was the likes of Ryan McLeod that then slammed into him again down the front straightaway, and that collected.
That was
Kyle Matthews
Ron
again.
Hunter away. By the way, Nolan, that was number 30, Ron Hunter, that slammed hard into Lowther when he first crashed away. Number 30, Ron Hunter, T-bones him. Watch this again on the replay.
And Ryan McLeod was the second driver to hit him after this. And this is going to be a hard hit here as well. I have to say, there was actually, I believe, There was actually a whole second incident as well that might have contributed to this caution coming out. There you see the 0-5 spinning around. That happened before all of this mess up the road. So the caution was already waving before you already got spun. We thought that was a caution. It wasn't.
So the 0-5 spun off turn 4. That is, of course, Austin Ackerman. And then we had this other chaos happen between Lowther. And then Hunter got collected. Rush got collected. So did, oh man, Tyler Kim. And all the while, Kenneth Garber got Carpenter. And they are going to say now he is the new leader, Nolan. They're saying that Garber cleared by Carpenter before the caution. So he is the man out in front now, the 96, the man running for the championship. 3 wins on the year, winner last week at Iowa. Trying to win the championship. Is now in P1. Fastest car on the racetrack, by the way. Carpenter will go to the outside for the first time tonight. Lights are off. Dylan Huffines, 1 and 2 for the championship. One behind the other in row 1 and row 2 inside.
Well, the hits keep coming. They won't stop coming, no doubt. Dylan Huffines has got a championship in his sights. I don't think it'll be quite enough, though, to just pass Kenneth Garber for the win. You would have to make sure that Garber finishes a little further down the grid. Green flag is back in the air, and Garber's clear, down for 1.
Yeah, right now where it's at, even with positions 1 and 2 on the racetrack, it's just not enough for Huffines to lock up the championship. Garber would have to fall back at least 4, 5, 6 spots for Huffines in the good, and that just ain't happening. You gotta wonder, though, will aggression settle in, not only for the race, but for a championship? Garber, Huffines, Carpenter, Lemke, Reynolds, top 5. Here comes Reynolds after Lemke for 4th, running after Carpenter now as they go to turn number 3. We're 60 laps in this time by.
60 down, still 90 to go from North Wilkesboro down to the turn number 1. And Andrew Lemke currently holding the top shelf with Briar Reynolds on the inside line. It is a good run so far throughout these guys in this field. This could prove to be one of our longer green flag runs we've had so far on the day. Look at Troy Daggett just in behind, trying to find the inside of Troy Ollison down towards turn number 1. So the two Troys looking to battle it out side by side for 6th.
You mentioned 90 laps to go. There's less than 15 laps to go now until the halfway break. Remember where the opportunity comes to take on those new change of tires. You can't do that after lap 75 and the competition caution. Kenneth Garber leads. Dylan Huffines second. They're 1 and 2 for the championship. They're 1 and 2 on the racetrack in the championship race here at North Wilkesboro. Brad Carpenter third. Briar Reynolds up 6 spots to 4th. Andrew Lemke, where he started, 5th in the 5. Ollison as well. Daggett 7th. Colton Garber 8th. Chris Camary and David Cannon, your top 10. And here we go now with Carpenter and Reynolds going at it now for 3rd.
11 laps now left to go. How about this for some picture-in-picture views?
Oh, trouble! Oh, you saw it, a little small camera screen of it. They save it, though. No caution. Matthews and Rush and a couple of other cars get together in the bottom screen. Ackerman as well, and they still hold it together. No yellow flag. Wow.
A hit to the back end over Kyle Matthews. Austin Ackerman, not a happy camper at the moment. Deeper in the field, you saw him give a fierce shove to Matthews saying, get out of my way. Oh, they've hit in turn 1.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that'll be another caution. It's a pile of 1 up and over at turn 2. It is a huge crash and 1 upside down. Kyle Matthews has been overturned on his lid right in the middle of 1 and 2. And that is going to be one of the biggest crashes we've had so far tonight.
Well, it's obvious that we did not see that on our broadcast monitor, so there is other monitors that Nolan's seeing besides me, but we'll see it right now of all chaos breaking loose. There's the contact between Ackerman and then Matthews getting airborne with the help of Ollison and Ackerman and another Ackerman. There's Alex Duda. There's Bill Gross. He got on his lid earlier. Rush involved, a multi-accident. And like you said, This was getting aggressive. This was on the small box on the bottom right of the monitor, and then we pulled away from that pan, and then all hell broke loose, and you saw it coming, Nolan.
And you're going to ride on board with Duda, who is right in the thick of this. Will he be 4 for 4? He will. And Duda collected in yet another wreck. I was mentioning under the last caution, Wesley, about how clearly the iRacing gods, the gods of fate, did not like it when Duda found himself getting around that first wreck, because he's been involved in every single wreck since.
A multi-car accident. Matthews on his lid, third time now in a caution. And there you see the man that is leading the way. You got to think they're going to try to restart this race before lap 75. Obviously, we're 6 laps away now, 7 laps away to the halfway break. They want to try to get this back going again here at North Wilkesboro before the restart and the competition caution on lap 75. So if everybody can quickly get on the high horse, we can see hopefully a quickie yellow here as now Rush on the pit lane, Duda on the pit lane, Matthews on the pit lane, Lowther all beaten, battered, banged, bandaged, and bruised, trying to get a fast repair, trying to somehow stay in the fight as we're still 80 laps to go, 5 to halfway here in the championship race, Nolan Rimple at North Wilkesboro, and what a wild one we've seen for 70 laps.
Out of the 21 cars that started this race, there's already only 13 left currently on the lead lap. And that is about to be 12 if Dan Lowther doesn't get out of pit road in a hurry, which he just has. But Dan Lowther, one of those drivers that came in early, but that means that in just about 5 laps here, he is going to be finding himself stepping on up, and he will find himself going up towards the top end of this field under that competition yellow.
Gross's car now back out. Kenneth Garber, Dylan Huffines, they're ready. Obviously, you're seeing Kenneth Garber advance past the number 12 of Bill Gross. He better go if he's going to be. Oh, my goodness, they're going to split it. Gross didn't go. Green back out. We're back underway. Multi-screen from the flag stand. Back underway at Wilkesboro. Garber, Huffines for the championship, for the lead. 3 to go in the first half of the race. Nolan Rimple, would you have it any other way?
I most certainly would not. 3 laps to go. Back down the front straightaway. The top 4 clear from the rest of the field. Down to the turn number 1 yet again. And it's looking like a good run for Dylan Huffines, who's trying to close up Kenneth Garber just on the row behind. They're duking it out for 3rd place. You've got your championship 2 up in front with 2 to go from North Wilkesboro. Down the hill, Carpenter trying to hold the outside line from Briar Reynolds. Down to the turn 1 yet again.
Reynolds on the inside. Lemke will follow. No, he will not. He'll go down with Carpenter on the outside lane. Field works their way now out of turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps to go and still halfway in the race. It's Garber, Huffines, Reynolds, Carpenter. 1 lap to go now in the first half of the championship race. Once all the cars cross the scoring loop this time by, yellow flag will be displayed, and it's halfway home at Wilkesboro. Carpenter, Lemke continue to battle. Reynolds in front of them. Meanwhile, Garber crosses the line. He is the man out in front. Huffines in second. Caution coming out here any moment once the field crosses, and Garber is pulling away from everybody now as they work into 3.
Working to the turn number 3, and the yellow flag never came. We're still racing, and
there
now
it is.
The caution flies. That was very, very late. In fact, it was so late that Kenneth Garber, we're talking, was just a second away from starting lap 77, and that pace car is roaring away 100 miles an hour into turn 3.
Yeah, 76 laps is when the cross flags was came out on lap 75, and then lap 76 they call it, and here comes the drivers coming to the pit lane. This is the money stop. Fast repairs, if you've got one, you take it now. You take on 4 new sides of tires. Riding dirty. Garber in 96. Huffines in 7 for the championship. right there behind one another on the pit lane. Who's going to roll out first? Jacking up now, faster on the left side for Garber's car. There's already 4 tires and fuel. He's down and away. Huffines yet to leave. Now he pulls away, a 1.5 back. And there goes now Lemke. He's not left the pitch yet. Just exactly what the Championship 2 needed to do. They got it done. Fast repair, 4 tires and fuel, and they're ready for the shootout and the finale here at North Wilkesboro there, Nolan.
And currently first and second place, David Cannon and Dan Lowther, who are already lined up behind the pace car, like I predicted under the last caution when we saw the likes of Lowther come down, and then they did not pit this time around, and that means they are now going to be out in front of this field running 1-2 for the time being. Majority of the cars have now left pit road. Only 10 are now left on the lead lap.
Halfway home. Caution laps do count. They'll re-rack them, restack them, and we've got some new men leading. Canada, the Canadian, our friend of the North, Cannon leading. Lowther from the Northwest looking to try to pick up a win in the 63. He's now back to second. Garber came back out as third. Huffines, Carpenter, top 5. We're taking a break. We're ready to battle it out here. The second half when we return, the Northwest Pro Late Model Championship race. Ready for the field to come to the line. It is 70, now making 69 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. The championship race back underway. Cannon, Lowther on the jump. The battle for the championship. Huffines and Garber. Huffines clears Garber by 2. He's in second off turn number 3 and 4.
And stepping that back and down the front straightaway, but so far a good run for Dylan Huffines, as looks like the 15th place driver Bill Gross is back down in a pit road, but you can still see Garber trying to work the top side. Huffines up in second place. Is that enough for the championship? They almost collide behind between Brian Reynolds and Lemke sliding out. He's gonna pull the 81. Carpenter goes off as well. No caution yet. We're still keeping it green. And what a run.
In Carpenter. Wow. And no yellow, Nolan.
No yellow flag. We keep things green flag racing. 10 cars still on the lead lap. The top 2 have only got Dan Lowther in their way before they can duke it out for the championship up at the front of the field. There is the number 11 of Brian Reynolds along with David Cannon. They're looking to duke it out for 4th and 5th as well.
Lap 85 of 150. Huffines now to the lead. Can you say I'm thinking championship? Here, Dilly. Lowther now working on the outside. At one time, he was eating the wall. He's now back in the fight. That's what a fast repair can do for you. Kenneth Garber also right there for third. Now back to second. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 for the championship. Now 2 and 1 for the championship on the racetrack. Lowther third. Reynolds, Cannon top 5. They go back off turn 2.
All Garber has to do to beat Huffines of the championship is just finish in front of him right now. That is not happening, though. It's a big question mark at the moment as to whether Huffines would be able to get himself into a championship position with Garber just being in second place. I don't think he would. I think I would imagine Garber has to be at least 4th on back for this to really matter in terms of the championship battle, but who knows, right? I mean, Dylan Huffine so far looking very, very strong out in front leading this race. We have not seen what Huffine can do from the lead. This is the first time he's been leading all race long, and so far he has not been able to break away from Garber at all.
The battle for the championship is all about points position on the track. And obviously, even though Dylan Huffines is out in front of Kenneth Garber, he has not got enough of an interval back to make a run for the championship. Boy, quick up driving there. Great maneuvering by Huffines and Garber to miss the lap car of the machine of Matthews. The field works their way off of turn number 4, back to the start-finish line. 90 laps completed, working around. Lap 91 now done. Huffines, Garber, Lowther, Reynolds, Garber now in the top 5 as we approach triple digits here at North Wilkesboro in the championship race of the season.
And so far, this run still going good for a lot of the drivers in this field. The top 2 are some of the tightest cars you got on the racetrack if you want to count for position battles for the time being. And here's the big question. Garber, I think, knows at the moment that he is very much not safe in his championship bid. They've pulled a second up over Dan Lowther. In the case of Huffine's case, they pulled over a second. So how soon will it be before Garber just starts to get a little bit more desperate here, trying to secure that run to see if he can potentially get a run at the championship?
Yeah, that's the question now. Is right now Huffine's doing what he needs to do to stay out in front, but still Garber right there within the cat's whisker of him in the second spot, less than a half a second. Down into turn number 3, not even 1/100th of a second. Closing in, one wrong slip, and Garber will capitalize on Huffine's. Huffine's, Garber, 1 and 2 on the racetrack, 2 and 1 for the championship as well. And there is Dylan Huffines right there, doing all he can to hold off Garber. Garber looking for win number 4. Huffines looking as well for his second win of the season. He's only got 1 win this year, that's it. But he's been consistent to put him in this opportunity, Nolan Rimple, to race for the championship tonight.
This is key, and Garber looks like he is done waiting to the inside of Huffines. Now this is going to get crucial here. Look at Bill Gross just up the road. Looks like Garber's going to try to use lap traffic as a picket to work his way through. And Bill Gross might not be so eager to get out of the way for the likes of Huffines and Garber. This could get crucial here. 3 wide.
3 wide.
Turn number 3. But Garber's going to take the lead away, and this time clears Huffines out of turn 4.
Lap car is a pickup on the outside lane up in the Angels Expressway. And working now is Garber getting around Huffines. 1 and 2 for the championship. Now 1 and 2 on the racetrack as we approach lap 100 and a couple of more circuits. Garber, Huffines working lap 99 across the line. 50 laps to go next time by for the championship race. And they're 1 and 2 in the race. 1 and 2 for the championship off 2.
Now will Dylan Huffines be able to keep with Garber as well as Garber's able to keep with Huffines? I'm not sure if that's going to be the case here, because already Garber's pulled out a 3/10 gap just about on Dylan Huffines coming around through 1 and 2, and that enough will prove detrimental to Huffines if he can't start closing in on Garber. He's got to hope that the lap traffic up the road could hold up Kenneth Garber enough for him to close back in. I'm looking at Terry Ackerman. I'm looking at Kyle Matthews. 2 lap cars up the road that these drivers are going to have to work with. And all the while, you've still got Lowther in the mix of things as well. You look through your field, and a lot of the drivers at the moment single filed on out. A lot of the damage, I'd imagine, on these cars having a lot to say and how some of these battles have been able to play out so far. Your top 2 get through lap traffic with no incident.
Ready to settle it out for the final 46 laps to go when they come to the line. He's Nolan Rimple. I'm Wesley Outland. Rocket Media and Live Sim Racing welcome you to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV and the finale of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Cars are beaten, battered, banged, bruised, bandaged. One fast repair, that's all they get. A championship hangs in the balance, and the bragging rights of winning the championship race here at North Wilkesboro. And right now, Garber, Huffines, 1 and 2. As we look on board now, look at this awesome camera view with David Cannon, who's in the top 10. He's now trying to run down Daggett. Behind him, Garber in front of him. And the laps are winding down here at North Wilkesboro. You got to think we're in this nice green flag run here now, Nolan.
A nice long green flag run is just what the doctor ordered at this racetrack. We're able to see these battles for the championship starting to pick on up. You'll look a little bit deeper down the running order. This is coming on out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. What a run we're seeing so far for all of these drivers throughout your field. I mean, this has just been an absolutely phenomenal race, and we're expecting it to rage on right down to the checker flag. You're looking at Andrew Lemke, who is currently trying to catch up to the likes of Brad Carpenter just up in front of him. The car in behind, not a factor. That is Zach Rouge, who is 2 laps down from just Lemke alone, who at this point is just struggling to hang on to whatever spots he can muster.
Garber, Huffines, Lowther, there's Lemke in the top 10 at one time. He had a shot of winning this race, and then he fell all the way back. There's third place car. Idaho's Dan Lowther right there in the number 3 position. He's got Briar Reynolds behind him in the Days of Thunder Superflow throwback of Cole Trickle. And there is Garber, the man right now. What the world, coming down the front straightaway. Sit down, fans. You're blocking the camera angle as Lowther putting on a show, holding off Briar Reynolds, trying all they can, and a caution. Caution's out. 40 laps to go. Yellow flag waves here at Wilkesboro. Number 81, Erie, going around. That's the second time we've had problems, maybe the third time, for Scott Erie involved in a yellow. I think it's single file this time for him, and we go under caution, Nolan.
I don't think it actually was here. I think this actually might have been Chris Camille that got into this with the number 15 car. I saw him stop up on the top side in turns 3 and 4 to kick off our yellow flag. That was the number 15 car that I think might have started this caution flag off. So that is unfortunate. Good news is it doesn't seem to have collected a whole lot of drivers so far throughout this field. You can see how wounded that number 15 car is as we go once again to the Pulse Poppers replay. Already struggling to control it, even in 1 and 2. You can see him fishtailing wildly all the way on out throughout this race. And, well, now Scott has been into the wall under the caution flag. Just didn't be enough. But there's the spin that brought on the yellow flag, backs it up at the outside wall, but doesn't collect anybody else.
So Camari's car, the one that went around, and then obviously a victim of circumstance for Bill Erie. 112 of 150, understanding Erie was just exiting off the pit lane, and then he got collected into the mishap by that driver of Chris Camari. Cars out of the pit lane, some at taking advantage. Nolan, what's your thoughts so far, man? First time in the hot seat for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Sad it comes to an end after tonight, but boy, have they put on a show at the Wilkesboro or what?
They sure have, and it is still not quite over. There is still going to be under 40 laps left to go, and your championship 2 running 1 and 2. Now, here's the crucial thing. If I'm Dylan Huffines, I'm starting to think about using my nose to move Garber out of the way. If you really want to go for the championship, that long green flag run really just drove home the point that if Garber can get into clean air, he will rocket away. He pulled out almost a second large gap by the time they got around to ending off that green flag run, which was the longest run we've had so far the race thus far. If I'm Dylan Huffines and I want to go for that title, you really can't take any chances at this point.
Shootout time, still laps going around under caution, with Garber 9 points ahead of Huffines going into the finale here tonight for the championship race. Obviously, he won at Iowa. He has 3 wins so far to Dylan Huffines 1. But still, the average finishes are better than Garber. And that's put Huffines in the catbird seat. Do you remember how many times Mark Martins came so close to winning championships? Remember what he did in the Busch Series back in the day? They used to call him Mr. Consistency. And in doing so, this has allowed Huffines to be in the opportunity to steal a championship. But Garber is not backing down. Nay, no way, Jose. Pace car is in. It's 35 laps to go when they come to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out for Garber. Huffines on the outside. Lowther will follow with Reynolds. They're door to door. Now they'll fan out single file. Lowther trying to clear Reynolds as they go to 3.
Down in the turn number 3, and still Garber holds the lead, and he has pulled clear of the field. Down to the turn number 1, yet again a lap 117 of 150. Look out for Dylan Huffines, maybe trying to follow through, but so far there is no look being made. Dylan Huffines not able so far to try to get himself a run up for the race lead. Just in behind, you can see the likes of Dan Lowther and Brian Reynolds still looking to duke it out for 3rd and 4th place on the racetrack. And in further behind them, there's a big scrap coming on down to the turn number 1. Look at Troy Daggett, all sorts of out of shape, trying to keep lap traveler Austin Ackerman as well as lead lap traveler David Cannon at bay.
Field exits off 4. Watch Cannon up high. He took advantage of that pit stop, if you remember, about 10 laps before the halfway break. He has fell all the way back to 9th. Lowther still up in a good catbird spot in 3rd, less than a second back. It's Garber and Huffines, 1 and 2 for the championship on the racetrack. Lowther, Reynolds, Garber, top 5, 30 laps to go. Next time by here in Wilkesboro, and there they are for the lead. His battle for 2nd heats up. Lowther trying to run down Huffines, and Huffines, if he gets past, that is going to hurt his opportunity to try to run down Garber for a championship off 4:30 to go.
7/10 separating 1st and 2nd place. Oh, there's a little bit of a touch there. The 63 getting into the back of Dylan Huffines down into turns 1 and 2. And that really, no doubt, hurt Dylan Huffines in his efforts to try to run down Garber as that gap is pulled out to over 8/10 now, almost up to a full second down to the turn number 1. Lowther still looking to fight the inside line. Clearly has no concern that he's disrupting that battle for the championship.
That battle goes on off of turn number 4. Off of turn 4. There they are, flying by the flag stand. Remember as a kid just standing there at the fence watching the cars room by? Yes. Hey, let's crank it up one more time for you as we approach 25, 27 laps to go. One more extended LSRTV. Feel the roar at Wilkesboro. Under 25 laps to go. White knuckle time. Boy, look at that shot from the flag stand. Look at Huffines and Lowther battle side by side. Who wants it inside? Lowther, excuse me, coming through. Driver left, he's there on the outside lane. Battling steering wheel hard is Huffines. Trying to stay hooked up on the outside, but he's about to get past on a 2-for-1. Lowther, Reynolds tag teaming on Huffines back to turn 1.
And all the while Huffines starting to lose a little bit of control, he got a bit sideways the last lap through 1 and 2. And Brian Reynolds now looking to put Huffines out of the podium position, and Huffines goes up into the outside wall. That is going to scrape up the entire right side of Huffines' number 7 machine. And yet again, another blow to Dylan Huffines as he tries to get himself sorted here on what could be a very intense final 20 laps of this race. Coming on over this next time by at the start-finish line. Huff Hines has been cleared. He's been bumped down to 4th. He is trying, though, to see if he can fight back and maybe wrangle together at least a podium to end his season on a high.
Garber, the man out in front, and now he loves what he sees because Dan Lowther has fell back 2.3 seconds back to Lowther. Even though he closes, he loses that interval. Reynolds, 2.9 seconds, 3 seconds back. Huff Hines, 3 seconds back. 20 to go. Garber trying to win the battle and the war here at Wilkesboro. 19 remaining. He's out in front. There's Lowther. There's Reynolds. There's Huff Hines. There's the other Garber. There's your top 5 as they go to turn 3.
Looking on back from the back end of Brian Reynolds out that rear window, and don't look now, but Dylan Huff Hines can't all focus on defense or on offense because he's got Colton Garber looking up his rear bumper, looking to maybe make up one more spot himself, which would put Dylan Huff Hines on the cusp of losing a top 5. I think that damage really starting to hurt Huff Hines here. 2.5 seconds between just Garber and Lowther alone. There is no way at the moment that Huff Hines will be able to reel that gap back in, not with how fast Garber's opening it up.
No, there's absolutely no way possible now. 17 to go. You know Huff Hines is licking his chops, praying, I need a caution. It just doesn't need to be me. While that goes on, Reynolds and Lowther continue to battle for second spot. Right now, second, third, and fourth within the cat's whisker of one another. 2.5 seconds back. Up ahead is your leader, Garber. He has pulled away from everybody. Maybe we can do the little small camera and show you the leader's card, because there he is right there in his own world, leading, clear selling on a Tuesday evening afternoon in this virtual ride on iRacing for the championship race at Wilkesboro. 15 laps to go. No one around, no clowns to the left of me, no jokers to the right. He might be driving in the middle, but they're not reeling him in just yet, Nolan. The lap's running down for him to win the race and the championship off turn 4.
And all of the while drivers continue to duke it out amongst themselves for all of the spots that are still up for grabs. You're currently watching the number 31 of Brad Carpenter trying to close up to Colton Garber with Troy Daggett just behind. This is the 3-car scrap for the 5th position, the last spot inside the top 5 for the time being. And it is not going away anytime soon. Look at Daggett for the inside, this time by through 1 and 2 for Brad Carpenter. Down the back straightaway, and the number 31 car will have to hold tough with it. Looking 3 wide again with lap traffic out of turn number 4, but Carpenter still holds top on the top side.
That was Daggett and Carpenter battling for that spot, and Daggett gets sideways, overcorrects, goes below the bottom of the apron, keeps it off the guardrail, drives through the grass. No harm, no foul, but he goes all the way back to the top 10, losing several positions, and Carpenter licks his smiles and pulls away as he'll move to the top 5 on Garber. No yellow flag. Daggett's misfortune allows Carpenter to get this game with 10 to go at Wilkesboro.
What a drive for Troy Daggett to be able to hold that car, and it is still not yet over. There may be under 10 laps to go. But don't forget, it is not over, or at least it's not over when you're hoping for a caution until you see that white flag wave. You pass underneath the flag stand. Looking up for Brian Reynolds and Dan Lowther in the fight for second.
Remember, as you said, Nolan, there's an opportunity for a green-white checker, 2 attempts in overtime if necessary. 8 laps to go. There is Lowther and Reynolds, second and third. Probably best runs for them of the night. Huff Hines in 4th. Settles for second for the championship. That's the way it would finish right now. Garber would win the race and the title. He still leads the way. Laps are running down as Ackerman goes up the hill. He's up in the tater patch. working off turn 4. Garber, Lowther now. There's Reynolds. 6 to go as they go to turn 2.
Coming to 5 to go, this time by out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Oh, look at the wall! Huffine scrapes the wall down the front straightaway. That puts him under fire from Chris Camille, but is able to keep it together for the time being, but it is getting intense. Kenneth Garber still holds the race lead with 4 laps to go now.
And that is Dylan Huffines, who just scraped the concrete there. No harm, no foul, maybe some cosmetic damage, a little lipstick if anything. He's able to keep on going. He'll stay in the 4th position with 4 laps to go. Garber works his way. Kenneth Garber off turn number 4. Now make it 3 laps to go in the championship race at North Wilkesboro to turn 1.
Gonna be 2 to go, this time by what a drive for Kenneth Garber. He has been in control of this race since he took the race lead away. 3.7 seconds. There is nobody in his way and nothing to stop him from charging through and taking this championship by force.
Back straight away, turn number 3, Kenneth Garber. He did everything right in this Northwest Pro Late Model Series. He won the penultimate race at Iowa last weekend. He comes to the line to the CRN 1 to go. College basketball, high school tournament basketball all weekend at wearecrn.com. And now, Kenneth Garber exits turn 3. It's now 4 wins, most wins on the season, wins the battle and the war. Garber takes the championship race as he wins at North Wilkesboro and just clears around the 4th place man of Andrew Lemke at the checkered flag. Checkered flag is out. 2nd spot going to Lowther. Reynolds 3rd. Dylan Huffines will settle for the 2nd bridesmaid spot. Dilly not enough at Willy to win the championship on Garber. And when it's said and done, Nolan Rempel, Kenneth Garber, champion, 4 wins. What a way to end the year in that Garber's Garage 96.
Couldn't have gotten more perfect than that. Found himself getting the pole time in qualifying, didn't have to contest in the heats, and then he finds himself up in front, leading the good portion of the final chunk of this race, and now he gets set to celebrate for North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. What a way to end the season.
He's gonna burn it down. He's gonna burn it down. Here is your unofficial results. Kenneth Garber is your winner. Dan Lowther's 2nd. Briar Reynolds 3rd. Dylan Huffines is 4th. 2nd for the championship. Brad Carpenter 5th. Colton Garber 6th. David Cannon 7th. Troy Ollison 8th. Troy Daggett is 9th. Andrew Lemke in the top 10. Chris Camary 11th. And halfway through the field, Austin Ackerman Nolan will finish in 12th.
And as you see, Kenneth Garber helping his championship competitor crossing the line for his motor blew up and expired on the final lap. It will be Ryan McLeod in 13th with Zach Rush in 14th. Terry Ackerman will be 15th place with Bill Gross in 16th, 7 laps down. From there, you got Tyler Kim, Kyle Matthews, Scott Airy, Alex Dudow rounding out the top 20. Ron Hunter was the last of the drivers to make a start, finishing the race 96 laps down, with Bobby Grady and Jeff Holden not making starts tonight.
And there you see the top 3 at the end of the race and the champion as well at the start-finish line for that Photoshop picture to put down there on social media for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series below the flag stand. And when it's said and done, Kenneth Garber winning the race and the championship. We'll talk to all 3 of these guys. We'll put a tip of the cap on the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Oh, and by the way, don't forget, first weekend in March, it's the duels at Daytona, and then the 30-week season ready to go for the Northwest iRacing Series for the trucks and the Next Gen Cup cars. It is coming soon. We'll have it for you on iRacing on LSRTV. But for that, we'll wrap things up from Wilkesboro with the pros next. Welcome back to the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway. I'm Wesley Outland. Nolan Rimple has stepped away for the remainder of the evening. I did enjoy work Nolan Rimple, by the way. I've also enjoyed throughout the past 11 events, 12 weeks on the season or 13 weeks during the winter months to work with also Samuel Dyer and, again, Mr. Greg Rentz. But when it's all said and done, Kenneth Garber wins the championship and the race here tonight at North Wilkesboro Speedway. We will talk to him in a few moments, but first we'll grab third and second, and then the runner-up or third and runner-up for the points, and then finally an interview with Kenneth Garber as winner and champion. But first, let's go now and talk to Briar Reynolds in the Superflow Cold Trickle Days of Thunder throwback. Briar, suffice to say, my friend, probably one of the best finishes you had in the Northwest Pro Late Models tonight. What a run.
Yeah, we finally put one race together with no incidents, and it was smooth sailing. That was the goal from the get-go. Starting so deep in the pack was just to take my time getting there, and then after the break, I'll save as much tire as I can and see who went backwards.
What is it like when you know you're racing for obviously the checkered flag and you want to win? Everybody wants to win the race, but there's a championship hanging in the balance as well. Does that make you as a driver change your momentum as far as being on the racetrack? Does it make you compete differently racing with the guys that are running for a championship there, Briar?
It doesn't change my mentality. I try to race with respect every single week anyways. So, and if you're running up front, you're going to be around the same guys every week anyway. So you're just trying to race with respect every week and not have any problems lingering throughout the season.
Obviously, you know, with this being said, this is the finale for the Pro Late Models. But this has got to give you a little pep in your step in 3 weeks for the duels at Daytona and a run for the Northwest Racing Series Truck and Cup Championship run this year, too.
Yeah, last year I missed too many races. I just didn't commit myself to that series. This year I'm going to take it more seriously and try to make every race, no drops, and see if we can get in those playoffs.
All right, buddy. Thank your sponsors.
Reynolds Racing.
Briar Reynolds, Superflow, Motor Oil, Days of Thunder Cold Triple Throwback will finish in the number 3 spot here tonight in the championship race at North Wilkesboro. Runner-up in the race is, of course, the driver of Dan Lowther, the driver from Idaho. Dan, man, this has got to be like a big finish for you as well. For Reynolds, for yourself, carrying a lot of momentum going into the finale and, of course, into the Northwest Racing Series in a few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. It was good to finally have a podium finish. Kind of struggled the back half of the season, just getting collected at the wrong time and having some bad luck in different situations.
You know, Dan, there was a couple times even in the race tonight where you got collected in some mayhem on the front straightaway. The car hard into the outside retaining wall or the inside outside wall, and had that. Are you glad you had that fast repair? And obviously, that was the saving grace to allow you to try to climb and get back up here. Plus the strategy of pitting about 8 to 10 laps before the mandatory caution on lap 75. Your strategy in doing that as well as you and Cannon did.
Yeah, so typically on the bigger tracks, we'll give the league drivers a fast repair because anytime you get on a track like this, one hit can typically ruin your night. So when that whole incident went down, just kind of a racing deal, I knew I had to take the fast repair, and then we got that caution close to the brake but not at the brake, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to gamble here, get some track position back. So I actually only took right side tires for the whole race. I just put the right sides on and put a couple gallons of fuel in it and got that track position. And luckily the car late in that run, long green flag runs, the car actually worked really well with just 2 right sides.
Dan, final question. I'll also let you thank your sponsors in closing. And it's kind of a segue to what I asked Briar Reynolds too. You've had some up and down, some growings in the Northwest Racing Series program. I feel like this winter Pro Late Model Series for Northwest racers can give you more confidence and an opportunity to be somebody to run for a championship for the Northwest Racing Series Cup and Truck Series when it fires up here in a few weeks?
Yeah, I definitely think so. It helps you keep tuned up throughout the winter. My first year in that both those series. I made the playoffs, and last year didn't do much winter racing and didn't really do so well in those 2 series. So hopefully running this series all winter long, keeping us tuned up, will give a better shot for these guys that ran this series to run up there with the front guys in the Northwest Cup and Truck Series.
All right, buddy. Sponsors, thanks again. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Just got to thank In Front Motorsports and Chris Camary at 1.5 Studios for the designs on the car this year. And that's about it. I just want to give a shout out to our champion, KC Garber, Dylan in second, Andrew in third. Those guys did an awesome job this year. And got to give a shout out to my daughter. She just had her child a couple weeks ago, so she's a new mom. And thanks to my wife for putting up with this crap in the simulator all winter long.
And yesterday was Valentine's Day, so you better give her some love now on the broadcast.
Yep. Big shout out and love to my wife. She lets me play this game every week, simulator.
To all of the moms or the girlfriends or the fiancés or the wives out there or the significant others or the ones that the wives don't know about, thank you for letting our men have fun enjoying the iRacing rig for sure. Thank you there, Dan Lowther. He'll finish in second spot here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Now, we're going to talk to the points top 3. Unfortunately, I will tell you that Dylan Huffines is not available. He has not jumped on to join us in conversation, obviously. Maybe does not feel like needing to talk to the media, and that's fine. That's his right. He's second for the championship. Maybe some upset there for him. But Andrew Lemke, you had a shot to possibly not only go for a championship run, big hill to climb, but also bypass Brock Denny, who Broccoli didn't show up tonight. Did that make you feel confident that maybe you could pull an upset? And are you happy with third for a championship?
Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, I'm pretty happy we were able to snatch third in the championship. At the start of the season, I didn't honestly think I was going to be able to compete with quite a few of these guys. But I've had a lot of help along the way, thanks to my buddy, Cameron Iverson, great driver. And, he's taught me a lot, and, help from spotting from my buddy, Jordan Cropes. He's a great guy. But no, we just mostly, we just kept working at it and turning laps and making adjustments and trying to learn everything we can.
And definitely it was a fun event. Obviously, at one time, Andrew Lemke, we were bragging about you, man. You were doing exactly what did you need to do, and to be there in the end, just simply ran out of time for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, like with this race, I mean, to make it into the, to win the championship would have been a little bit of a long shot. I don't know what I would have had to do other than probably, get a pole and, win a heat and then, finish top 3 or the win. But, yeah, and we ran good. We were up there, made some mistakes on restarts and the setup was just a little bit off. On the end of the run, the right rear was getting pretty hot and she was sliding on exit. So, I think we fell back to 10th and marched all the way back up to 5th. And me and Colton, last lap, me and Colton were going at it pretty hard. And yeah, that wasn't going to end pretty either way.
And it's interesting to see where things developed. Obviously, Andrew Lemke, does this give you a momentum boost? I mean, you're not a name that I've seen compete most on the Northwest Racing Series, just on this Pro Late Model program. But will this make you consider to possibly run the Northwest Racing Series Cup and Truck Series in a few weeks at Donna?
Yeah, definitely for sure. I'm open to anything really. But just seeing the growth we've been able to achieve between me and my teammates and all the hard work we put in, it paid off, and it just gives us confidence that we can go out there and compete with the best of them. I mean, oftentimes we're not on the top of the board in practice, and I don't do very good in qualifying, but I always try to make sure at the end of the race, I'm up there and take care of my stuff and I can be there at the end. And didn't quite get a podium in terms of a race finish yet, which kind of sucks. I was really trying to get that, and I nearly had it too at Oxford. But I think you know what happened there. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Crazy night for sure. Hang in there, man. We'll see you in a few weeks. And again, thank your sponsors in closing. Andrew Lemke, third place in the point standings, surpassing by Brock Denny, who was absent here tonight in the finale at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, I'd like to thank C-Rapco. They're going to be on my real car. They're providing my vinyl for me. They do everything from headlight, taillight tint, vinyl wraps, design, all that stuff. Out of Seattle, they're really cool. Again, got to thank Cameron Iverson a lot. He's helped me so much. Jordan Probst, all my friends and family who support me and watch the broadcast. And I'm sure I'm probably forgetting somebody, and I feel bad for that. But yeah, and I'm really happy to finally get to, be able to speak with you guys for once.
In the finale for the points, he moves from 4th to 3rd with the absent Brock Denny, and he did a hell of a run here in the finale at Wilkesboro. Andrew Lemke in the 5 will finish in 3rd. Second place, we were finally, Cameron Iverson and others that were asking, able to grab Dylan Huffines, number 7, runner-up for the championship. Dylan, your take of the race, obviously being there, having the feeling you had a shot. Your take of what happened at the end. Did the handling go bad? Did the tires wear out? Driving too aggressively, and second for a championship.
Yeah, the car fired off really good. Every restart and everything, just didn't quite hit the setup right tonight. I was a little too tight on corner exit, which kind of killed my straightaway speed a lot. And tires got shot there at the end, got passed by some guys. I tried everything I could. I stuffed her in the fence a few times, just didn't have anything left for those guys.
What's going through your mind, obviously, in this virtual ride, that coming so close, only 9 points to winning the championship?
Just a little disappointed. I don't know. I feel like there's some things I need to improve on before I can win it. Hopefully next year, we'll see. Just definitely need to get better at qualifying a little bit. That's where I lost most of my points, I think. I think I had the best average finish in the league, though, so I'm pretty happy about that. Just need to start getting some more wins and some better qualifying.
With this Northwest Pro Late Model Series now in the rearview mirror, will this give you a drive, Dylan Huffines, to possibly go towards the Northwest Racing Cup or Truck Series Championship in a few weeks at Daytona?
I think I'm going to make a few races. It just depends on my real-world racing schedule and my work schedule and everything this summer. But I'm definitely going to try to make at least a few. I know Daytona, I really want to make that one. That's one of my favorite tracks to race at.
Well, man, we appreciate your class and character popping back in the media chat box to grab a word with us in post. There were a lot of people in chat asking if they were going to hear from you, and this is your chance to acknowledge them and thank your sponsors as well on the number 7.
Yeah, I just want to give a huge shout out to Dan for putting this whole series on last minute. It was a lot of fun, actually. Even for being an open setup, everyone was kind of scared about that, but I think it made for some great racing, and I'm really excited for next year what this series is going to bring. Maybe a potential car change, we'll see. But yeah, thanks to Dan and all the fans out there watching.
Dylan Huffines of the number 7 will settle for second in the championship, and of course a top 5 finish in the race finale here. Now we go to victory lane to the champion, the driver of the 96 with 4 wins, counting tonight in the championship race, winning the battle and the war, the 2021-22 Northwest Series champion, proudly KC Kenneth Garber. Kenneth, congratulations to you, sir. What's going through your mind right now?
Not much. I'm ready for the next one. You say we got 2 weeks to take a break here or what?
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a couple of weeks off, and then we come back into February, possibly first weekend of March with the Daytona duels qualifying on the same night, and then, of course, the following week, the Mach 500, if you will, for the Northwest Racing Next Gen Cup cars for Season 3 of the Cup Series, and, of course, Season 9 for the trucks. As always, in those trucks, we always enjoy them. So, yeah, and I know you'll be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make some races. My work schedule's real tough as soon as summer hits here, so I usually put the old iRacing on the back burner when real racing's here too. Kind of sucks. I'd love to do it all summer, believe me. So, but no, I'm just happy. Definitely consistency pays off, and putting in laps during the week, making sure you're comfortable at each track helps you a ton.
Definitely. I'll tell you what, Casey, what was your take going into the championship finale between you and obviously Lemke, but mostly Nola? You know, of course, me and Nola Rimple talked about it, but Dylan Huffines, I mean, 9 points separated you guys. It was literally tit for tat down the stretch. It could have, if either way, it could have went down. It could have changed the way the championship was, even amongst the way the race was amongst everybody that was racing just for a win tonight.
Yeah, you know, I kind of had a unique situation there. I actually completely missed 2 races because I was at the real Snowball Derby, so I missed.
That's right.
Those were my 2 drop weeks, so I knew that if I had one bad race, I was out of the championship. So I just tried to do my best to get top 10s, honestly.
There was a change a week before this finale where it was supposed to have been at Concord. I was really looking forward to Concord. But are you glad that they made the change to Wilkesboro? Do you feel that made you get enough seat time to figure the track out before the race tonight?
Oh, yeah. I just don't think Concord would have produced good race, and it's really a single lane track, and on top of that, it's impossible to pass. So I think this was a lot better. I definitely like the pit stops in the middle. It kind of changes the way the car feels. I mean, I was on the same setup, but I put 4 tires on it and fuel, and it handled a little differently the second part of that. So I kind of like that. It's maybe something we try next year, doing pit stops like that.
Final question, and you can thank your sponsors as well in segue. What does it mean to you being the inaugural Northwest Pro Late Model Series champion for the iRacing Tour?
Well, first championship on iRacing for me, so that feels pretty good. I've won quite a few races, but getting the championship means even more. So looking forward to next year. Car change would be kind of cool, but anything next year works. So, no, I just want to thank Garber's Garage and Coors Light.
The 2021-22 Northwest Racing Series Pro Late Model Series champion is the driver, of course, on the 96th, the Garber's Garage entry, Kenneth, but we all know him as Casey Garber, champion here tonight of the race and the title in the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. That is going to wrap up our coverage. As always, follow us at Northwest Racing Series. As we mentioned, the Cup and Truck Series will fire up Season 9 for Truck, Season 3 for Cup in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. Northwest Racing Series if you want to follow the information or join if you're a part of the Northwest area. Also, follow coverage at iRacing at LSRTV. For, of course, Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, Rocket Media, and Live Sim Racing Productions in the truck. For Nolan Rimple, Samuel Dyer, Greg Ranson, all of our different announcers, as well as even Kevin England last week. I'm Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. We'll see you